I am finishing up this vanity I've been working on for quite some time. I've been painting the irises, adding the wildflower mold to this. This is the wildflower mold. Painted this stuff, did a little bit of blending here, and now I'm going to finish up the front with a bunch of texture. My plan is to use the Decor waxes. So these ones, I have a bunch of colors, and the Artisan powders. That's what I'll be using. Artisan powders and Decor waxes. So I'm going to use all of this stuff on this. I've been asked a lot if you can do blending with waxes on a flat surface versus a ornate surface, which I do quite often. Yes, you can. I will be showing you how you can blend waxes on a flat surface. So just to show you how easy they are to use, and you don't need to use them only for highlighting stuff. You can use them in numerous ways as far as that goes, and it's the easiest way to blend. So if you have issues blending with paint, I would suggest you use the waxes to blend, because it's way easier that way. Well, you'll see as I do it, it's far easier to do the blending with the waxes versus a paintbrush. So just assembling my stuff, got my brushes. These are the Art Basics bristle brushes. These ones, natural fiber, you know, they kind of fall off, but these are perfect for doing texturing. I love using these for waxes on blending and stuff like that. So these are great. I have a million of them. So yeah. All right, let's get started. So I'm gonna do this side first. Let me adjust you guys so you can see what I'm doing. I'll be doing this side first. Ignore my messy garage. It's part of having too many products, so yeah, sorry for the mess. It's kind of a packed house right now in my garage. So okay, so done with this. I wanted to add some texture blending. This is inspired by Van Gogh, so I wanted to use colors that he uses in his paintings a lot. Pull my waxes. He uses a lot of yellows. Yellows are big. Yellows and blues, I think, are predominantly the colors he uses a lot. I have the blue, and now I'm going to do the yellow, I think. I have the amber lights. This is like super yellow, not like a gold yellow. It's kind of dried up, but I'll fix that. So I think I'm going to add some of that here and there on here and see how it looks. Because this is dark, it's going to show up more, so I'm hoping it doesn't look like crap, but we'll see how it goes. Where's my mineral spirits? This thins out the waxes. I always have it on hand when I'm using the waxes, because I end up needing it. So, and then I add just like a teaspoon, maybe like a teaspoon of it, and it's fine. You don't want to add too much. And then I'm going to use this broken one to blend it. So I'm just going to add a little at a time. I don't want it to get too watery, but it has dried up, so that was more like 2 teaspoons. So you're just going to mix it in and get it to soften a bit. Kind of a, you know. So that's how you can revive your Decor waxes if they do dry up. In the tubes, it's very difficult for them to dry up, so you won't have that issue with the tubes, which is why they started doing those ones. So as opposed to the other ones, sorry, I'm not, of course my roll of tissue is over there. All right, so I'm just gonna add a little bit here and there. I don't know if you guys can see. And Van Gogh does the swirlies, you know, the swirlies. Kind of just doing it a little bit all over the place with the amber lights. And because I thinned it out, it's a bit thinner than it typically would be. So I'm just going to wipe it up a little bit. Here, I want to color or cover my irises, so make sure it's okay. So just add a little bit of the amber on here. You can wipe it off. If it's on a super chalky surface, it's going to be harder to wipe it off because it really sticks when it's on a coarser surface. You just keep that in mind. On a smoother surface, it's easier to wipe off like that. So depending on your surface, you're gonna want to just keep that in mind as you blend with some of this. Add a bit more here. And this is lighter, so you can't see it as much, but see how it's different up here? You can see it because it's darker. So the more opaque your, the darker your base color is, the more the waxes are going to show the color. The lighter you go, typically the more iridescent they get, so it just kind of depends. Oh, I was trying out the knob for what I'm using, so I'm going to take that off. Okay. This is the knob I'll be using, obviously, for the vanity. I just wanted to test it out and see if I liked it. It's kind of, the hardware is kind of like the finishing touch, so of these. Right, so it's still a bit watery from the mineral spirits I used. It's all fine. That's cool, it's fine. I'm just gonna kind of wipe it a little like that, and then I'm gonna use a different color, maybe a bit of gold too. So we'll do this is diamond dust, that's different. Diamond dust, Eternal, this is the one that a lot of people use because it's a really pretty gold. Oh my gosh. Alright, I give up. I'm going to use the tube one. My husband opens jars for me. My hands are small and I have a very hard time opening stuff. Okay, let me use this is my gold brush. I typically keep certain colors for my brushes. So it doesn't get to us. So a little bit of the gold, you know, here and there. Gold. Alright, so when you're trying to do the opaque, you kind of do this, do they call it stippling? I just call it dabbing effect. So you do this dabbing effect to get it to look kind of like cloudy like that. This is why I like the brushes too. There's numerous reasons why, but when you're talking about blending, this is what I do. So I kind of dab it here and there. I'm going to add the amber again. Let's see if it shows up a bit better with the dabbing. Yeah, okay, great. So you can see the amber a little bit more, kind of the yellowish gold here. On these, I just swipe it, you know, grooves and the details and stuff. I don't do the jabbing, stabbing, whatever you want to call it, movement. So I just kind of do it like that. I'm going to do blues, so let's do some blues. Let's see, that's charcoal. They have charcoal black. There is a darker blue somewhere, blue velvet. This one's cool too. I will use this actually. I'm not gonna I will. So use that one. I'm looking for the darker blue that I have. I forget the name of it. Too many waxes. Let's see. Turquoise satin. Possibly. There is a darker one, I swear. There is. It exists. I just don't know where I put it. Is this it? Nope. Vintage silk is not it. There is the gravity, so I might end up using gravity. We'll see if gravity looks good. I'm gonna do some of the purples actually. This is the blue velvet, which more looks like purple with some blue shades. Okay, so let me use, I'll use this one. The tip's already kind of, this one is opaque, so you'll see that it is white when it comes out. So it's white when it comes out, it's white like this. And it is like semi-opaque, I don't, what do you call it? Like kind of a, it'll come to me. So it won't show up like this unless it's on a dark part. So let me show you. Do you see anything? Nope, because it's light. It's on the light part, light base. So you don't really see much. I mean, I can see it kind of as a sheen when I'm at angles, but I do not see it like this. So you gotta do these on a darker if you want it to be, you know, more of the color that it is. So I'm just jabbing away and doing some of this here. Just gonna blend it in a bit, you know, just have fun with it. So just doing the jabbing, blending, and you kind of go over the other color. You just jab it like this. Do it while the wax is wet. Do not do it when it's dry. You won't get this, so best to do the blending all at once if you're wanting to do that. So just kind of jabbing it like this, so you can see that it blends in more seamlessly, like that, when you do it like this. Move you guys up closer. So when you're like kind of jabbing this, it really helps it blend on the surface. So, and I have this part, so I'm going to scooch my butt back and do this part right here a little bit with the amber. Kind of carry the yellow a bit over here. It's just gonna be like textured, so I'm not really going for a certain you know, design necessarily. It's just what I okay, I'm doing big swirlies because jabbing is taking too long, so you can do big swirlies too. But it's the edges really that you want to do this when you're trying to blend it. So that's when you would really do that. And now I'm going to use the blue that I have. Well, that's Artisan powder. Let's see, charcoal black. Nope. This is the opal one too, so it's not going to show up unless it's dark. I'll see how it does right here and kind of carry the lightness over. So I'm just gonna add a little bit to here. Okay, and then I'm going to just do it on this darker part and see if it shows up. Yep, it does. Okay, fantastic. And it's great because with the lighter area here, it does blend because you can't see it. So, you know, it's kind of cool if you add a little bit of light here and there so that the opal magic stuff blends in easily because you can't see it. So, you know, with these lighter areas, you're not seeing it at all. And then with the darker areas, you're seeing it more, like that. So, just gonna add a little bit more at a time. I don't want to waste this. I'm trying to be, you know, kind of careful. And there's fibers that you know, the bristles, but I go back and fine sand it to get all that hair stuff off, because it's not fun. Okay, add a little bit there. I'm gonna do some blues here, but I need a blue that's not opal, like it's not this. I need like a blue, so let's see. This was the redesigned Gravity. Okay, so this is the blue for Gravity. This is the redesigned Decor wax. It's in a tin because this is from last year. Last year they were in tins, and then switched it over to the tubes because of the issue with the drying that people were having. You can see this is dried up because I haven't used it, and even though I haven't opened it and stuff, it still dries. You know, it's what it does. So, okay, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of blue here and there too. Just gonna break up some of this gold. Just get it over. I'm gonna have to end up using some mineral spirits, but I don't want it too liquidy right now, so I'll wait a little bit. So I just wanted to do a little bit of blue, just kind of keep it like that, the blue, yellow, that sort of thing. Looks more purple right here. Interesting. I need to, just gonna kind of break it up a bit. Just, I still want to keep the dark around it, so it's not too much. See, we'll add a little bit of the blue, a little in the middle with this white part. So, I'm just gonna add a little bit more there and here. The background. I painted these in acrylics, so if you're wondering what kind of paint I used acrylics. Alright, neato. So, I like how this is going. Let's see. Maybe, I don't think I can use turquoise. I better stick to colors that aren't too, bright. This vintage gold. So, I could try the green. Oh, this is silk. That's not green. The Ursa green is the new one. I don't know. I don't think I should. Maybe I'll try some down here. Let's see how it looks, the Ursa green. It is a very pretty green, I have to say. I really love this green. And you'll see why. It's actually really pretty. This is a bit wet, but oh well. So it's kind of it's very hard to show you in the tube. It doesn't look like these colors, so just be aware of that. It actually looks more like this kind of green. Can you guys see that? This kind of green here. And I'm going to do it on the bottom, so I'll get you guys down here. So try it a little bit here and see how it goes. Okay, I don't dislike it. I think it actually looks pretty good. I'll add a little bit and stay away from the top part with the green, but add it in the bottom. A little bit. So I'll do a little bit of the green here and there on the bottom. It's my blue brush. Blend it in with the blue a little bit. Don't want it to be too much. So I'm just gonna blend it. All right. Okay, so I'm liking where it's going in this direction. I think I'm gonna stop because I'm going to be using the Artisan powders and I don't want too much, even though there's a lot going on anyways. So I'm going to use the Artisan powders. Technically, I should wait for this to dry more before using the Artisan powders, but I do want to show you it, so we'll see what happens with that. So these are the powder, oh, not that one, that's way too shiny. So these are the Artisan powders. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these. It's blue powder. It's kind of like a powdery mica powder, powdery mica powder, basically. So it's just like a pigment. You can use it with practically anything as long as it has some sort of like liquid volume body to tint with. So these are pretty versatile as far as that goes. And then I have French amber. This is the other one I'm using too. It's kind of a like a darker yellow color thing. So all right, I'm going to actually be using my poly, if I can find it. Okay, so I'll be using the poly as a as the binder, because if you just powder it, it's, you know, it's gonna fly off. So you need something that's gonna be a binder for it. So just adding a little bit of poly in here, separate for the separate colors. Oh boy. So just add a little bit of poly on there. Okay. Set this away and grab some brushes. Okay, I can't use my wax brushes, but I will be using some other ones that I washed. Okay, this one's washed too. So I took off the little powdering thingy. Because it's going to be easier for me to dab my brush in it. But be careful, when you get these on your fingers, it is very hard to wash it off. Just going to warn you there. Oh crap, I did get some. It's hard to wash this off. It's so pigmented, it's very difficult. So just be careful. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab some of the poly onto the area where I want the hardware, the Artisan powders. So I'm going to dab it here and there because I want them, kind of see how it goes. I want them in certain areas, but not everywhere. And then I'll want it there too, I think. So, okay, so I'm just dabbing this on the areas I'm going to be using the powders for that, and then actually let me add the blue a little bit to my brush. I'm going to actually dump some of the blue in this lid. Oh shoot. Okay. I just don't want to clump it up too much. Should have just dumped a little bit in another cup. Okay, so now I have the blue on here, and I'm going to be dabbing it on these areas. So, can you see? So I'll be adding it. And it gives you kind of like a textured you know, textured effect, the powdering. And let's see, just dab a little bit at a time. Don't use too much because it's pretty strong, so don't add way too much unless you want it to be, you know, like that. So this side I'm going to try the yellow, the amber. So I'm going to use the amber Artisan powder too. It's this one that's pretty pigmented as well. It's like a very, it's like a saffron color. So, okay, not too much at a time. We won't need a lot of this at all, so, okay. Take this off. So again, I'm just gonna dab the powder on my brush and add it over here. Yellow really makes me happy, so I really enjoy using yellow. So you can see it is going over the wax just fine. I want it to look powdery, so that's why I'm doing this. I don't want it to look just like smooth. I want the texture. So I'm gonna kind of try to get it out like that instead of just like super smooth. And then I'm going to dab some of the blue on here too, just kind of blend it a bit so it's not so, you know, so much. And these are really fun. I love just adding stuff on and seeing how it looks as I go, because it's kind of, you know, it's always unexpected. I don't know how it's going to turn out half the time, so kind of just go with the flow and add it as I go. Right, back to the yellow amber. So a little bit of amber on the tip of this. Add a little bit here and there too, and mostly on the sides would be good. And it does kind of contaminate my brush, so I'll kind of wipe it off a bit. Doesn't get too muddled. Add some of the dark blue over there. Oh shoot, I forgot the poly, so again, use the poly. So I'm just gonna dab some of the poly here, and you can see it's already, I already have the blue on there, so it's already kind of showing up, but how it's okay, it's kind of, bring this over. So wipe this off so I can still get the powderiness. And just add the blue pigments powder on here, this area. I'm gonna go a little bit more aggressive, but not that much, because it's more difficult to see on the dark parts. And then maybe a bit of the amber, just a tiny bit of the amber, I think would be good. Where did it? Okay, there. So I'm gonna use a little bit of the amber. Okay. Add some amber here. And let's see. It's kind of wet still, so it's not really powdery like this, but I'll add some more. Kind of already sort of wet, but I'll dab a little bit of the poly on the leg just to make sure the powder really does stick, because I don't want it to not stick, especially when I'm sealing it. So that's just the blue. It's just having a hard time seeing the blue over this. So I wanted to add the yellow, make it show a bit more. Cool, and I'm gonna need the darker blue there, I think, but I didn't bring the darker blue, so I'll use a darker blue here, I think, just to make it look a little bit better on that side of it. I might just keep it, I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so that's it. I just wanted to show you how to use some of the memory artisan powders, and okay, hard to see me, I know. Okay, so I just wanted to show you how to use the artisan powders and the waxes as far as on a flat surface, so that you can see you can blend it on a flat surface. It doesn't have to be on ornate details at all. You can definitely do it on any sort of surface. It just takes a little bit of technique, you know, with the dabbing. And the same thing, the same kind of applies when you're blending paints too. If you do a little bit of dabbing here and there, you'll find it helps to blend as well. So it's just like one of those things that helps you with some of these. It's just like a technique, you know? So I did the waxes under here, and then I did the hardware, the powder on top, because I want the texture. And I'm going to do it on the other side, and just, you know, see how it goes. Add a bunch of, I just want it to look kind of like dreamy, you know, like a dream. So that was like, that's kind of my intention as far as doing that. But I hope this was helpful for you guys, and introduced you to, you know, a few new things that you didn't know. And next step is finishing this up, and I will share the complete project with you. So